Hi everybody, my name is Nangwal. First of all, welcome to Physics for Cause. And in this particular video, I will be going to share a scientific calculator which is designed by John Wilson. I have done a podcast with John Wilson, so link is in the description if you want to see the podcast. We have talked about Lorentz transformation, Galilean invariance and other terms related to the spatial theory of relativity as well as the general theory of relativity. The podcast is very amazing, you must watch it. So in this particular video, I will be going to share a scientific calculator which is designed by John Wilson. The best part of this scientific calculator is that it is complex number capable. Because in the ordinary scientific calculators, you have seen that there are various trigonometric functions like sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec and square root function. These all types of functions are there in the ordinary scientific calculator. But this scientific calculator is unique because it contains the complex number capability. Likewise, if you will do under root of -1, you will get iota as your answer. So this is the best functionality of this particular scientific calculator. So I will be moving towards the John's video. Watch the John's scientific calculator ahead.
Hello, this is John Wilson, and this is a demonstration of my online reverse Polish notation scientific calculator. The first thing to notice on the calculator is that there is a button for tips, which tells you what each of the functions on the calculator are. So for instance, we have sine, cosine, square, natural logarithm, square root, etc. There are also many other functions that you can use in this drop-down box. But let me demonstrate just the basic functions to begin with. So for instance, let's take 5 and then enter, add 6 to it. And then it shows on the screen that 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. Other functions work as well. Let's take 1 and subtract from it. So 11 minus 1 is 10. Multiplication, let's take 6 times, gives us 60. And then we can divide, let's say, by 3 to get back to 20. Now, the nice thing about this calculator is that it also does complex numbers. So I can put the complex number I and add to my current number. So I now have it in the form of real plus imaginary. So this is 20 plus 1i, or 20 comma 1. And you can do all the other functions that you normally do with real numbers on the complex numbers as well. So I can add another complex number. Let's type one in. Let's do 2 comma 9, add. We can subtract, let's say 7 comma 5, subtract. Let's do 4 comma 3, multiply. And let's do 0 comma 5 divide. So all the normal functions, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division work with complex numbers as well. Other functions that I've got in here are things like sine, cosine. So let's take the sine, let's put it in degrees. Let's put in, you can also type with the keyboard, type 45 degrees, sine of 45 degrees. We can also do, let's say, let's go to integer math, Gaussian integers and factorization. Well, no, let's do number theory first. Let's just put in some number and factor it. And as you see, the number 346,436 factors into 2 times 257 times 337. The neat thing about factorization is also have this Gauss factor, which goes with complex numbers. It turns out that 2, which is a prime number in real numbers, is not a prime in complex numbers. So in other words, if you have the number 1 plus I and 1 minus I, and you multiply them together, you get 2. Same thing with 5. Gauss factor 5, you get 2 plus I and 2 minus I. And again, if you multiply all those together, you get 5.